Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today's video is going to be a combination of two trips from October, and I'm going to be honest, the fishing was tough in October, but I was able to pluck a few fish out of the shallows. I'm really looking forward to that open water bite kicking off, and as November is finally here, I think that bite is really going to turn on. But let's go ahead and get into today's video.
Oh my God, net. Oh my God, dude. Oh my, good rockfish, dude. Oh my gosh. That's why you work it all the way to the boat, folks. Get him, dude. That is a solid fish. Yeah, they are. Yeah, just set them down.
Damn, I need to tie my top water back on.
Dude, that's awesome.
Dude, I thought you had the way you hit that.
Dude, he exploded on that. Right at the mouth of this little creek. I don't know if I've ever told you, I've caught some rockfish at the mouth of that creek, and then right here, so see how it kind of triangles right there where the pilings come out and then they shoot this way? There's also underwater ones that run all the way down here. Let's see what this fish is. Yeah, I don't think he's over.
They start to not look as long this time of year.
Yeah. That is a 20, almost 23. Out early this morning, got a beautiful mid-slot rockfish right here. Fish is about 23 inches. Caught it throwing the bone-colored Spook Junior. These fish are getting fat for the fall. They're moving into the shallows, feeding hard on bait. If you can get out in the early morning, these fish are usually aggressive with these cooler temps. A lot of fun. So we're gonna get this fish back in the water and keep fishing. There she goes. All right, we're just pulling up to a new spot. We've got a bunch of underwater pilings right here. The tide is way up, so it should be pretty good to throw topwater across it. It's usually a pretty good perch spot. We catch rockfish, catfish. We've caught a few reds here, so see what it brings. Oh, do you need me to go in there? What do you need? Right. Good. Got him. I can't really do much. Still got him? I just can't really hit this pylon.
That's my fault. My drag was way too.
What? Is he off? Do you want me to back?
That's my fault. My drag was.
That was a nice fish. Dang, that sucks.
I'm assuming it was a rockfish.
Yeah, it was a rockfish, I think.
Welcome back to the channel, folks. I'm heading out on the John boat today. Just myself, and we're gonna see if we can find any fish in the shallows. It is a crisp 55 degrees. I don't know if there's still gonna be fish in the shallows. I know that water temperature has dropped, but we're gonna see if we can get on a few fish. So I got 4 rods with me today, 2 rigged up with top water, 1 rigged up with a heavier jig head, 1.5 ounce jig head in case I find any fish working in deeper water. And then I've got a 1/2 ounce jig head with a little 4-inch Z-Man diesel minnow paddle tail that I'm gonna be throwing around in the shallows. What I'm hoping is that I can find some fish early, and then as the sun gets lower, maybe throw around some top water, get some nice bites. The only thing working against me right now is that it is a pretty low tide, but should turn around and start coming in soon. Hopefully that water will come up, those fish will move into the shallows and start feeding. I don't really know what to expect. I haven't been out in a little bit, so we're gonna just see what we can find. Hopefully a few fish. Regardless, it is a beautiful evening. The wind has laid down nice and calm, so let's get to it, see if we can catch a few. Now, I don't have a fish finder or any side scan on this boat that'll help me find fish in the shallows, but I do have a pair of binoculars, and I can keep an eye out along the horizon to see if there's any birds working. Starting this time of year, you'll find that the birds will start finding fish in deeper water as they school out. That bait is sliding out into a little bit deeper water, and then as they school up, they'll push the bait to the surface. The birds will find them. Fish will be feeding from the bottom. Birds will give away their location up on the surface. So I've got this pair of binoculars, and we'll keep an eye out on the horizon and just see if we can locate anything out there if the shallows aren't producing. All right, I'm pulling up to the first spot that I want to fish, and I'm just going to be throwing around, I'll show you guys. I'm just going to be throwing around this little 4-inch paddle tail and just see what happens. Like I said, the tide's kind of low right now. I need a tide swing to start bringing that water back in, but maybe there'll be some fish sitting in here in the shallows ready to eat. So see if this little paddle tail gets the job done. All right, we'll take a few casts. I've been scanning out with the binoculars, and there is a lot of birds flying around, but they're just not grouped up close together yet. But definitely something to keep an eye on. Got a fish right here. He's running at me. That was quick. Feels like a good fish. Feels like a real good fish. Yeah, buddy. First cast. That is a good sign. Whoa, whoa. He's got some life to him. Oh, come on, don't get caught on that. Come here, buddy. Oh, these fall fish fight so hard. Let's go. First cast. I was just bouncing it right along the bottom. Man, that is a good start. I gotta back out of here. Let's see what he is. Okay. All right, calm down, buddy. Calm down. All right there, 20. He is almost 21. Man, that's a good fish. All right, guys. First fish of the afternoon, beautiful 21-inch striper. Hit it on the very first cast, hit that 4-inch Z-Man diesel minnow. Gonna get this guy back, go and catch a few more. Well, that is exactly how you want to start the evening. First cast, I'm gonna take a few more. I'm on the other side of this dock now, but just gonna kind of keep working this paddle tail through there. It's a good sign that I caught one first cast, because usually one just flipped over there. His spot can be hit or miss, but when it's good, it's really good. Got this structure that comes out, and there's a lot of current that runs along this shoreline, and these fish tend to stack up in here and wait for bait to get swept by. Okay, I just pulled back in to where that fish came from. Let's see if he has any buddies sitting in there with him. All right, well, I plucked the one fish out of here, and I haven't got anything else. Been fishing here for another 10 minutes. I'm gonna move down and try a few other spots. I can always come back to this. A lot of times this time of year, the fish will move into the shallows like the last 30 minutes, so I can always come back and try it later, but I wanna go search out some other fish. Really quick, while I'm out here, I just wanna touch on a few important safety measures that you need to be taking if you're going to be fishing in colder weather. Now that we're towards the end of October, water temperatures are dropping. They're either in the upper 50s or low 60s. So if you're fishing out here by yourself, you got to be careful, because if you go into that water, it can be really bad. You can get hypothermia pretty quickly. So you want to make sure first and foremost you're wearing a life jacket. I've got this inflatable life jacket that will inflate if I fall in the water. So always make sure if you're fishing by yourself on a boat to be wearing a life jacket. I mean, that is the biggest step that you can take to making sure that if anything goes wrong, you'll at least have a chance. And then secondly, you need to be making sure that your kill switch is attached to you. So I've got it right here on my zipper so that if I go overboard, this kill switch will rip off and that motor will shut off. The last thing you want is if you go in the water for that motor to be running and that boat doing circles around you. There are too many horror stories of things going bad when that happens for guys not wearing the kill switch. So make sure if you're fishing by yourself, number one, you got a life jacket on. Number two, you got the kill switch attached to you. And number three, make sure that somebody knows where you're at and what your game plan is and when you're expecting to get off the water, so that if you get stranded for some reason, they can start making phone calls and just letting people know, hey, they were supposed to be back at this time. You just got to have that safety plan in place. Nobody wants bad things to happen on the water, but inevitably there are times when things will go wrong. So you just got to make sure you got that safety plan in place. Just wanted to touch on that real quick before we get to fishing again. It's getting to be about that time where top water is going to be happening. So I'm going to start throwing one around just to see. And I can always throw the paddle tail in if this doesn't get bit, but I think I've got a decent chance at some topwater fish given the conditions. All right, that should have gotten hit. I'm gonna throw my paddle tail in there. All right, I'm back where I started and caught that first fish. Gonna throw a topwater in here, see if there's any more that have moved in. Man, that is just tough to catch a fish on your very first cast of the afternoon and then not find a fish the rest of the evening, but sometimes that's just how it goes. I worked the shallows pretty thoroughly and only could find that one fish. I will say the water was a little dirty and the bay is experiencing a turnover right now, so the cooler air temperatures are causing the surface water temperatures to kind of flip and mix with that deoxygenated water on the bottom, so it kind of messes up the fish. They want to act lazy and their bite windows are very limited. I'm hoping that we come out of that pattern soon and get into the normal fall fishing on the Chesapeake Bay, which is known for big bird shows, hungry fish, and blitzes. So make sure to tune back in because I'm sure we're going to have some great videos of that action on the channel soon. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.